The Dubois County Business Hall of Fame has announced its first class of inductees. We'll tell you who has been chosen. Plus, Carrie Schneider is back with our friends at the Dubois County Humane Society, and host Bill Potter brings us another episode of Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin this evening with a bird's eye man being sent to the hospital after an afternoon 3-vehicle accident on Jasper's north side that tied up rush hour traffic. Just before 3:30 yesterday afternoon, Jasper police were called to the intersection of Northwood Avenue and North Newton Street. Now, JPD says 56-year-old Kenneth Beckman of Dubois had been going eastbound on Northwood Avenue at the intersection with Newton Street. Meanwhile, 22-year-old Logan Corbett of Birdseye was southbound on North Newton Street approaching the Northwood Avenue intersection, and 41-year-old Tony Lane of Jasper was northbound on Newton Street near the intersection. Now, here's where the stories vary. Lane told police she was going northbound with a green light, but Beckman told police he had stopped at the intersection but began going through after he got a green light. Beckman and Corbett's vehicles collided in the southwest corner of the intersection. Beckman's vehicle ended up facing south in the northbound turn lane. Meanwhile, the impact sent Corbett's vehicle eastward, hitting the front bumper of Lane's vehicle as it passed. Corbett's vehicle then came to rest in the grass on the southeast corner of the intersection. Corbett sustained head and leg injuries in this crash. He was taken to Memorial Hospital by ambulance to be treated. Beckman and Lane were not injured, though Beckman was ultimately cited for disregarding an automatic signal. Traffic on Newton Street was backed up for nearly an hour yesterday afternoon, as mentioned. Jasper first responders and Memorial Hospital EMS also assisted. A report of erratic driving led to a Pike County man's arrest on drug charges this morning. Just before 6:40 a.m., Jasper Police Dispatch received a call about a vehicle that was driving recklessly along East State Road 56. The caller told police the vehicle had gone left of center several times. Officers caught up with the vehicle after it stopped at the Huck's gas station along Huffman Road on the city's west side. They then spoke with the driver, 29-year-old James Wilhite of Otwell, and they later found that Wilhite had synthetic marijuana and other drug paraphernalia in the vehicle. Wilhite was arrested and booked into the Dubois County Security Center. He faces a level 6 felony for possession of paraphernalia due to a prior conviction and a Class A misdemeanor for possession of synthetic marijuana. The inaugural class for the Dubois County Business Hall of Fame has now been announced. Service founder and chairman Bob Ruckriegel is this year's active laureate, while Kimball International founder Arnold F. Habig is this year's historical laureate. Junior Achievement of Dubois County board member Vicki Lewis says the goal is to find those in the local business community that lead the way for the county. She says this year's nominees are the perfect example of that leadership.
As anyone has had the pleasure of working with these fine folks, they know that these two individuals represent the finest our business community has to offer. And through business excellence, vision, innovation, and community involvement, they have provided leadership to our community.
Ruckriegel founded Service back in 1964 as BR Associates. The company began with a Jerry's restaurant and now boasts more than 150 restaurants along with the Jasper 8 Theater. Service employs about 3,500 people and is the 6th largest multi-concept restaurant company in the nation. Meanwhile, Habig was elected president of what was then Midwest Manufacturing Company in 1950. The company acquired the Kimball Piano Company in 1959, changed its name to Kimball International in 1974, and became a publicly traded organization in 1976. Habig also acquired both the French Lick State Bank and West Baden National Bank, merging them into what is now Springs Valley Bank and Trust. Habig passed away in 1999 at the age of 91. The Dubois County Business Hall of Fame was set up as an annual recognition to honor the area's business leaders. The plan for now is to honor one living and one historical laureate each year. Chad Huffman is the chairman of the Junior Achievement of Dubois County Advisory Board. He says the yearly recognition will be good for both local businesses and junior achievement.
Now that the laureates have been chosen, we are excited to recognize these tremendous leaders, but to also raise significant dollars for junior achievement of Dubois County. Our JA programs provide financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship skills for the youth of our communities.
Ruckriegel and Habig will be honored at an induction breakfast to be held on May 7th. It gets underway at 7:30 a.m. at the Huntingburg Event Center. Huffman says the inductees will eventually be honored at the Dubois County Museum. A proposed solar park project in Huntingburg is moving along, but not without some questions. Last night, the Huntingburg City Council heard from a resident of a nearby neighborhood about possible issues with the project. Now, the new park would be built on an 8-acre site on the city's north side near the current electric substation at Phoenix Drive and Chestnut Street. The project is being done as part of new Indiana Municipal Power Agency initiatives aimed at adding renewable energy sources statewide. Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spenner says there are still things to sort out with the project. He says the public will have several chances to comment.
We do want to hear what the public has to say about this. There are a number of issues that we want to make sure that are clearly communicated, and we think that we can work with the public on finding a solution that's beneficial for everyone.
Spenner says in addition to public hearings, there will be a neighborhood meeting in the area where the park will be built. He also says the area would have to be rezoned, providing yet another opportunity for the public to learn more and express their concerns. Huntingburg would be the second city in southern Indiana to have a solar park once it's built. The other is Tell City. And finally tonight, work continues on the Hangar project at the Huntingburg Airport. Last night, Airport Manager Travis McQueen updated the Dubois County Airport Authority on that progress. McQueen told the board that the steel for the new Hangar was delivered on January 29th. Now, Board President Brian Craig says the weather has changed plans for getting this project completed.
It's slowed us down a little bit, nothing tremendous. It's kind of all really anticipated. It was wet there for a little while, and then it's gotten cold on us as far as the asphalt. That was probably the biggest thing. We weren't able to get the asphalt in exactly when we thought we would.
The construction of the new hangar is expected to take about 5 weeks once the weather warms up enough for some of the work to happen. Craig says aircraft will be able to be moved into the new units sometime in May. Rates for the 10 new units were set back in December, and they are $150 a month for a small unit, $165 for a medium unit, and $175 a month for the larger units. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie is next with our friends at the Dubois County Humane Society, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.